Hi, this is Joel, and today I'm going to be talking about Project Proforma. So, if you want, you can download a copy of this. It's a working spreadsheet. Download it from www.okanaganinvestmentclub.com in the download section, and you can follow along with me. It may make a little more sense. But what I want you to do is, if you're ever looking at development property, you want to be using this spreadsheet as part of your due diligence. So, the first thing I'm going to do when I'm looking at a potential development property is I'm going to figure out what the raw land costs are. So this one here is just, we just call this 1234 Main Street in Vernon, BC. It's R5 is the zoning. It's a project Proforma for 36 townhomes. So the first thing I do is, you have the land plugged in here. Take the $500,000 for the land, 36 townhomes, so divide it by 36. That's $13,888 a door. Now that is cheap. Cheap. So I can already tell that's going to be a good deal. That'll be the first thing I do. Then what you do is you got to go through your costs, and then you got to go through your sales. So the first thing on there is your construction. So I've plugged in $150 per foot for your construction costs. Now, you got to make some assumptions, and as you go through the project, your performance will always be changing to meet whatever current market conditions there are, right? So you got your construction, you got site servicing. So in this case I threw in $1 million. I check out the engineering reports, talk to the city. You got to get a feel for what your offsites are going to be. And then you have your soft costs. So your soft costs are whatever isn't land and whatever isn't your actual construction. So architectural fees, engineering fees, all these sort of things are soft costs. And in this case I plugged in 20% of soft costs just because based on the scope of this project that seemed to make some sense. So you plug in your total costing, and then you got to figure out your sales. So there is gross buildable square feet, and there's net saleable. So net saleable is what you can actually sell. So minus the hallways, all the common areas, that's what your gross buildable square footage would entail. Your net saleable is what you're actually going to make your money off of. So for this Proforma, the net saleable and the gross buildable are actually exactly the same because we're looking at doing stacked townhomes, and those are 100% efficient. So that means that we're going to use the same square footage that we had for our costs, and then you figure out how much you think you can sell per square foot. So there's certain ways to figure that out, how big they are, what you think they'd be able to sell for. You kind of reverse engineer it. So we're going to say we think we can sell these for about $300 per square foot, less commission, which we plugged in at 3%. You got your net sales, you minus your total costs, and voila, there you go, you got your gross profit. And then you divide your gross profit into your total cost, and that's how you figure out your rate of return. So in this case, this is 31%. So anything over 30% is pretty good. This is a good deal. Download the spreadsheet and use this.